Hey, it's a brand new season of the Bleeding Burgundy podcast, and no, we are not on time.
Let's get this show going, man.
Welcome to the Bleeding Burgundy podcast, a Washington Commanders podcast for fans by fans, with your hosts, Jessy Martin.
Because 90% of them are wrong. They're fucking wrong.
Max Taman.
You've got a plate of shit and you've got a bowl of shit. They're the same thing.
Scott Hartley.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
John Taman.
What the hell was I talking about?
I just don't get it. I don't get it.
And now, the world's worst podcast host, John Taman.
Yes, that's me.
That was cool.
All right. Okay, so I didn't have a whole lot of time to... I'll tell you what. Every time I have an idea, it's like I have an idea, and I have 2 weeks to work on it, and before I know it, it's fucking 4:30 on Friday afternoon, and I'm like, oh, shit. Right. So, anyway. So, yes, I am the world's worst podcast host, and if you are just now joining us, you'll find out why relatively quickly. Right over there is my good friend Jessy Martin from southeastern Virginia. How are you doing there, sir?
Fan-fucking-tastic. Weather's beautiful.
The weather's beautiful. Anyway, you are a big, badass biker boy, ain't you?
I mean,
Well,
yeah,
okay.
sure, I guess.
All right, so last week we didn't do a show on Friday because you took your motorcycle to a show.
I did.
And how did Lucy do?
Good. Got in my class, won that. No overall though. The big money.
What would you call the class of that? I don't have a photograph of it. It's too bad. It's a nice looking bike. I know it is.
Cruiser. It's a cruiser, kind of like a bar hopper. You know.
Well, see, now back in the 70s, a cruiser and a bar hopper meant something really freaking nasty, and you didn't want anything to do with that. I mean, unless you're one of those leather boy bikers. Maybe you're, I know.
I mean, they have, like antique. They have sport. They have customs. They have all kinds. Usually 7 to 9 different classes.
All right. So you won for cruiser
show. Yeah.
All right, that's cool. Scotty, talk to us about when you used to cruise around in leather.
Well, that's a different story altogether, John, and that is for the After Dark podcast.
Bleeding Burgundy After Dark. My good friend Scotty, Scotty from Barrow and Furnace, UK, man. How you doing this week, brother?
I'm very good. I've been very busy at work, as always, because I'm due to go on holiday. Everyone wants a piece. But it's been 86 degrees in Fahrenheit in your world today here, which is quite warm. And we've had no summer, and I was like, yeah, it's 30 outside. That's pretty cool.
I mean, you sound like a prostitute there. Everybody
I just
wants-
adjusted his
I'm
mic
leaving.
settings for him on here.
Okay, yeah. When you come close like that, same thing for me. Anyway, talking about people that don't know how to talk on a podcast. How you doing there down there, Max Taman?
Hey, I'm doing well. It's Friday and it's football. It was great to watch football that counted last night.
Yeah.
Yes, it
I
was.
watched 2 drives. 2 drives. That's it.
I
Just
know.
fell asleep.
And then everybody on the group chat made fun of you. But hey,
fuck 'em.
whatever. I don't care. See, Scouse made fun of you. Oh, you called him a pussy. He's gonna go to bed now. He's a pussy. He's got a job. He's got to get up in the morning. All right, but Scouse, he has a job where he gets up in the morning. He goes, puts his hands on other guys. So
That's true.
right.
I mean,
It's
Scott
Jessy
didn't watch
George.
it at all, so.
No, Scott went
Brian.
straight to bed.
Thanks for being
after
with
a
us.
day of a lot of guys taking a piece of you, you're kind of tuckered out there.
I have a habit of cutting Max off. He was, he was going for his opening, and the new kid just keeps getting shut down by mostly me. So, Max, again, how are you doing, bub?
It's football season. We're always good. It's hard to have a bad day when there's football 3 days away.
That is true. I mean, there's football tonight too.
There's football tonight.
Yeah.
From what is it?
Sao Paulo.
San Paulo.
Brazil.
Sao Paulo.
Sao Paulo. Now, of course, I on our group chat spread the gigantic internet rumor that these guys can't wear green because of gang affiliations and they'll get their heads cut off, which I was quickly set straight by our good friend Tony Wheat, which he likes to set me straight on stuff.
Yeah, it's about soccer hooliganism, and basically the rival fans in Sao Paulo wear green, and the team said, you are not entering this stadium if you wear green.
Which
Simple
I
as
find
that.
hilarious.
Hey, you know what? I tell you what, the money that we're bringing in, well, and maybe it's not green down there. Who the fuck knows what color money they have down there? And up here, really, it's not that green anymore anyway. And Scott, you people have, well, maybe not you anymore, but the euro, you can't fold that damn thing. What the hell is up with your money over there?
We have never used the euro, John. We have pound sterling, and I'm very proud to have pound sterling. Don't ever go back to that again. We had a referendum on this shit, and we said no to the euro.
All right.
No.
Well, damn. I've been put in
No
my
means
place.
no.
Well, then let me just tell all of you out there that the pound sterling, I don't know whether that folds or not, but the euro sure doesn't. Jesus Christ.
No,
Things out of
we
your
are-
pocket like a spring.
It does. We don't use the euro in currency, and we are also not in the political system of Europe, which is the European Union anymore.
Yes, we all know. You all Brexited. We saw.
We all
that.
Brexited, correct? Yeah.
Well, so did the Ravens. They Brexited last night. Now,
Oh, by a
That's-
toe.
I mean, Isaiah
by a
Likely's
toe.
toe Brexited.
by a toe. He was out. What can you say?
Look,
He was out.
I was listening to local radio, DC radio, and I have to say, I think Lamar choked last night.
20 points is not very good. Although I will say, man, the Chiefs' defense was revved up last night, and the Ravens kept playing right into it. I couldn't figure out what they were doing, trying to outfox this Chiefs' defense that was selling out and busting their ass at the line of scrimmage all night long. Max,
For
go
those
ahead.
of you that watched the final Ravens drive, Chris Jones one-on-one with a running back is just
Yeah.
recipe for a disaster.
What the hell are you doing?
Lamar can make the plays, sure, but you're just giving him up already. You're putting a running back that's shorter than me on the All-Pro.
Lamar had 3 opportunities to get the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, he did. He did. But, at the same time, I got to think that the way that they kind of called the game, you can't say how many opportunities they have missed, but Jesus Christ, you got Derrick Henry. He's a fucking hammer, and he hammered the shit out of them in the first drive and scored, and then you never fucking gave the ball to him again after that. What the hell was that? So
The bit that got me, John, was the Zay Flowers play where he was sat behind the line and he was crouched down. And all they had to do was block.
So, the
And
receiver
he
just
was
ran
in-
right past the corner.
Exactly.
So
Unreal.
here's a fun little stat that I just found. The Ravens ran the ball 32 times last night. Lamar had 16.
Jesus, that's crazy. I mean, look, I get it. But he's in his 8th year now, man. You're gonna kill him. He's not gonna survive like that. Although some of those formations that he ran out of, I'd like to see the Commanders do some of that. While
And to
Jason is
those
still
in
young
the
and
chat,
healthy.
and to those watching on Twitter, move over to YouTube for us.
Come into YouTube.
Just move over to YouTube, have a
into
chat.
Right, and I promise you, see, because while you're on Twitter, you might see Nazis, you might see other things that are very disturbing. Over here, you're not. I mean, Scott took his shirt off earlier. We saw a nipple, and that was kind of disturbing. But it's nothing at all like what you might see over there on Elon Musk's little world.
The
So
only
come
thing
on over.
disturbing on this podcast is the fact I can smell your breath from here. I mean, come on.
I gotta tell you, that is a miracle. That is a miracle of modern technology, Scott.
That pop filter gets thrown away every time.
This pop filter has been through the wars, I gotta say. Anyway, so hello out there to everybody that's paying attention to us and all the ships at sea. And I think, I had a situation on Tuesday where my boss comes up to me and says, "What's your podcast?" And I told him, and he was like, "All right," and he hit it, and I'm like, "Oh." So now I'm gonna
shit.
Hey there, Spence. Anyway,
Hello, sir.
all right. So let's see. The first points of the Brits or the Yanks versus Wanks fantasy football team, fantasy football league, went to Derrick Henry, even though Jessy Scott G.
But he
about it
didn't,
last
though.
night.
No, the first points went to my guy,
Zay Flowers.
Zay Flowers.
For a reception. And see, Scott G right there just rubbed an apple and said, "I'm proud of you, my son. Because you found a nitpicky little thing. My guy busts in the end zone. Your guy gets a 9-yard gain, and, that's the way it goes."
Hey, when you're right, you're right. When you're wrong,
All right.
you got to admit it.
So what are you seeing tonight? Tonight's the Eagles and the Packers, which I think should be a really good game. And let's go Packers.
Absolutely. And Max brought up a good question to us before we went live about Christian Watson and what we expect from him this season or even
Fantasy-wise.
this year. I think Max, you have a decision between this from starting Watson or George Pickens. Is that correct?
That's my big decision. I've got 2 others that are like 3 and 4, but Pickens and Watson are my 2 big two right now.
Gotcha.
And-
But before we get into Commanders talk, we can chat a little bit about this fantasy stuff.
Sure, why not?
Listen, I don't trust the Steelers. I don't trust their offense right now, and so I would put Pickens on the bench until you see something out of him. If it
Would
was
you say this? So Arthur Smith, who's the offensive coordinator in Pittsburgh, he was in Tennessee. He was in
Former
Atlanta.
Boy Scout troop leader.
Would you say this is the best quarterback he's ever had?
Russell Wilson?
I mean,
Yeah, I'd say so.
Tannehill, Ritter.
If you get a Russell Wilson,
because Tannehill has some good years in Tennessee.
Yeah, but
not
Tannehill.
good. Yeah, but Russell Wilson had years that had us talking MVP.
Okay, but that was
And then
years ago.
Yeah,
too.
but it wasn't that too long ago. He fell off the curb when he decided he wasn't going to shit anymore. I don't know what the hell got into his head where he decided I'm only going to shit once a month, but he has shit the bed ever since.
But
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
so
I should also add, Jesse, that for the question, I have
Man,
right.
That's the route I would.
all right, so wait a minute. Pittsburgh's playing who?
Pittsburgh has Atlanta.
In Atlanta?
In Atlanta.
All right, then yeah, never mind. They're going to have the Falcons should have a good rousty crowd for the Kirk Cousins. Everybody's
Falcons got a
expecting.
good defense too.
They do have a
Sneaky-
halfway
They're going to be
defense.
sneaky good this year, I think.
Right, and they also have $2 hot dogs. So,
A lot of people are going to be throwing them tinfoils.
well, ours at our stadium are $18.75,
And I can't eat 'em.
I know, and you know what? Who was I talking to about that? LJ made a good comment about that and said that they get it back in the PSL license.
That's what I was going to say, yeah.
It's
Look.
insane.
Yeah, I mean Detroit. They were talking about this on the radio today. Detroit is even more expensive to go to a Lions game. Is the food, the beer, everything's more expensive than us.
Look, Al Davis, back in the day when he moved to Los Angeles, said, "Why don't we make these people buy a license so they can buy their season ticket?" It's brilliant. It's absolute bullshit. There's absolutely nothing that they're buying except for the right to pay me again.
Does anyone hear a ghost?
I hear a ghost. Yes, I do. It's the ghost of Al Davis. But yes, we do have an echo today. What is going on with that?
I don't have any echo.
Oh, no,
Maybe I was channeling Al Davis there. My son needs a better haircut. He looks like an idiot.
Here, I'll take this off for you. I'll rub it in because you can't grow
Oh,
this
not
anymore.
you, stupid. I was doing Al Davis. I tell you what,
Talking about fucking penis head.
I
Did
swear
he
to
really
God.
wake up in the morning and say, "Man, my hair looks good"?
You know what?
Like-
It's probably some kind of thing where he's like a James Bond villain on the side, where he sits there and strokes a cat and sends a missile out of a volcano at somebody. Right? Yeah, Al Davis is his kid. And Tom Brady's. I need somebody to help me catch some chicks. Can we get a new owner in here? Maybe Tom Brady could be my friend owner. So what do you think of this? Tom Brady's going to do football games, and he's a minority owner of the Raiders, which I have to think has Al Davis rolling over at his grave.
I don't give a shit. I know they're not letting him talk to any of or go to any practices. They're not letting him
Yeah.
talk to any, interview any of the coaches or any of the players before the game. So I think it's a bunch of crock of shit, to be honest with you. I could care less. And
It's the
other
announcers.
teams should care less. Yeah.
Do you think he's going to do any good in the booth?
I bet he's gonna know shit. He might be less annoying than Tony fucking Romo.
Well, see,
Oh,
here's
that's
the thing.
true.
Watch Brady this year. He'll probably start saying shit that is good and smart, and you go, oh,
Yeah.
like Romo did his first year. And then they called up Romo and said, look, you're really way out of your audience here. You got to broadcast to the stupidest schmuck in the frickin' field. So now Romo's broadcast sounds like this. Maybe did he?
He's doing the Joe Theismann.
Is Greg Olson still commentating?
No,
He's the
Brady
number
took
two guy.
Brady took over his job.
That's right. Took his job. He said, look here, milk boy. Get out of here.
Just say this. This week, Greg Olson and Joe Davis are doing the Pittsburgh-Atlanta game.
Who the fuck is Joe Davis?
I don't know.
The number 2 Fox announcer.
Mrs. Davis's little kid. I have no idea. All right, so we do have a sponsor this evening. We have a couple of public service announcements, so I'm going to play the first one for us right now. So, yeah, here we go. We got to pay the bills.
The following is a message from the office of the owner of the New York Giants.
Hello there, Giants fans. I'm John, and I'm the owner of the New York Giants. People say I'm the guy in the owner's box who looks like he's trying not to fart at a party. I guess. Well, anyway, I just wanted to take a moment before the season starts to say to all you Giants fans out there that I'm real sorry for what you're about to have to go through. This isn't going to be pretty. I'm not going to lie to you. Unfortunately, we're stuck with that Carolina yokel at quarterback, and he's just about as bright as a busted light bulb, and he's straight from the hills, which is to say his family tree doesn't have too many forks, if you get my meaning. Anyway, well, the rest of us are going to try real hard, and we have a new rookie receiver that you're just going to love. Once we can get somebody that'll throw him the ball. So stick around, that might be next year or maybe the year after, you know how it goes. But hey, remember, we're Giants fans. We managed to win with Eli Manning and Phil Simms. So inbred yokels aren't anything new to us, and anything is indeed possible. So have a great 2024, and hey, we do play the Commanders twice a year, so plan your parties accordingly.
This has been a message from the office of the owner of the New York Giants.
There you go.
Yeah, that is unfortunate that they do play us twice a year, but we will be there this time. And I said last week I was thinking about bringing some batteries to throw at Daniel Jones, but I don't want to take a chance and actually hurt him so that he doesn't get to play. I want him in the damn game. All right, so let's see. Where are we right now? We are a week away from Scott coming over here to visit with us.
Less than a week now,
Less
John.
than a week.
Yeah, I can't wait. Cannot
This
wait
time
Thursday.
next week, I will be
Probably be drunk.
probably. Yeah.
You know what'll happen, Max? We'll get a video of Jessy drunk, and we'll see back in the background. Scouse won't be here. He's going to see Breaking Benjamin somewhere.
No,
outside.
He's going to
leaning
see
on the wall like this.
Breakback Benjamins.
Scouse, every time there's a photo, he's always in the back. You can see like Scouse's eyes. One of these days, there's going to be a website that shows this photo. Who is this mysterious individual? It might be a ghost. No, it's fucking Scouse back there. And we'll see everybody drunk and Scott off to the side.
Probably, yeah. I mean, the funny thing is, every time Jesse drinks with us, it just goes, "Oh my god," or "Send help." Somebody says something stupid. But like, yeah, I get you. It's good. It's good. But nah,
So how many people are coming
I'm not
over with you
drinking.
guys? Who else coming over?
I think there's 10 of us, I think. So we've got Darren Hathley, we've got Tony Wheat, we've got Craig, we've got Craig's family going.
Craig
Yeah.
or Craig? Craig or Craig?
It's the
No,
same thing.
Craig. It's Craig
Craig?
Alexander.
It's the same
Craig
thing.
Alexander.
Oh, it's this. Oh, all right. It's just that they speak with the English. accent.
Potato.
It's
Yeah,
Craig.
then who else?
I thought maybe he
Tomato.
was like Scottish. Hey, it's Craig.
He is Scottish.
Well, there you go.
It's a great Scottish name, Craig. And,
Craig.
who else is
What do you want to name him after, Mama? Name him
yeah,
after the big
Joseph?
frickin' mountain over there, the Craig.
Joseph, Mark. We've got Burrows, obviously, me and Scouse. So yeah, there's a fair few. There's a fair few. It's going to be good. Is your helmet fully sized? Well, that's a pertinent question.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
fully sized. John
Yes,
says
it
it's fucking huge.
That's right. I grew a little bit. Yeah, I got it from Amazon, same place you can get everything else on the planet.
No, and there's
There's Scott with helmet envy.
it's always been that way, John.
Slice
Got
of
it.
helmet,
Pram
but smaller.
Scott
exactly.
at the gangbang is the guy standing there telling jokes. But no, really.
Exactly that. Yeah. It's filled a pram twice, and it's good enough for me, John.
Hey, there it goes. Filled a pram twice. I'll tell you what, I don't think I've ever had one that big, but
Well,
more power
there
to you. I think the most I could do is maybe a bottle cap, but anyway. So we did tune in here to talk about some Commanders football, from what I understand.
did.
We actually have a
And
football
Byron
game
Pringle's
coming
been
up.
released.
Byron Pringle got released. Now, I have to think that's defensive tackle related.
Yeah.
You know what that
I think
says?
that Johnny Newton's not playing, and
Right,
it
so-
may be more than we think it is. I don't know.
The
Well,
injury report came out today,
Right.
an hour ago, and Newton is officially doubtful.
Yeah.
Jesse's man crush Mariota is not going to play, which means that Jeff Driscoll, QB2, I told you.
I'm telling you,
Jeff-
they're going to
Jeff
find some reason to
Driscoll?
keep Mariota out every week. Oh, he's doubtful for a hangnail or something. He couldn't tie his shoe today.
He's in the wrong game. He should be playing soccer. But yeah.
You know why he's here.
I do. I know.
It ain't to play. All
He's
right, so
connecting a wage.
Newton. Now, I believe I called this early on that we're going to have somebody there because Newton, you can't count on him yet, and frankly, we cannot count on Fedarian Mathis.
Is it
show me.
Sheldon Day? Is that the guy that they're going to
Sheldon?
bring up from the practice squad?
Well, so if they bring him up just from the practice squad, they don't have to clear a roster spot. So this tells me they're going to either elevate someone full time or they're going to have to sign someone from free agency.
I don't think they'll sign anybody.
Yeah,
I don't
I
know,
find
maybe they
the
will.
Pringle. I find the Pringle releasing kind of odd.
Not
It's
really.
bad form. The couple of days before the first game.
Well,
It's
the
very
thing about it
strange.
is
Not really.
I expected him to be a kickoff returner.
You know, I think that's an interchangeable role. Who did we see in the last preseason game returning kicks? They did say they
Igbenogany.
liked him. Igbenogany. But look, I think they're probably going to throw Eckler back there. I don't think they showed us anything about the kickoff. in the
Eckler,
first-
what the slowest man?
Well,
Eckler,
did you
the guy with
see-
the ball in space who knows how to make moves and make people
I
miss.
know.
did you
I
see what
get
the
you.
Ravens and Chiefs did on every kick last night?
The Ravens kicked it into the end
They're
zone
going
every
to
time.
change the rule to put it out to the 35-yard line. I guarantee it.
Well,
I mean, they can't do it in the season, though.
I think they can. They left a caveat in that bull.
they're the fucking NFL. They can do whatever the hell they want.
Okay.
And
Jesse,
Justin
you need some
Tucker did miss a
sunglasses.
kick last night.
I know. I had my regular glasses on, and it was fucking blinding me.
Yeah, what the hell's up with that? Freaking sunshine. So, Scott, you were saying something.
Was I?
No, I just like to watch your head. I just like to watch your head turn red when I say that.
It might be Sheldon Day that we're bringing up. I'm not sure though. Maybe we're clearing a spot for him. There's 2 D tackles on the practice squad,
Look,
and as you said, you can't go with Phil Mathis because you just don't know.
show me he does more than his usual 5 plays and exit. Show me that he can play more than a game, a quarter. You know, that's what I want to see. From Phil Mathis.
Maybe it's a superstar blockbuster trade, and we're trading for Jamar Chase. Who knows?
Do you think the linebacker that we just
listening.
signed last week is going to come up and play special teams? The kid from Seattle?
From Seattle, that guy that had like 45
yeah.
followers called on Twitter, and everybody said, "Yeah, sure," and boom, they did. They signed him.
But, you know, he came from Seattle, and that's where our special teams coach came from. So.
Larry Izzo, yeah. I think he'll just be a good gunner, and he's quite old, I think, as well.
He
I don't
is
think he's
35. He's in his
There you
14th
go.
season.
Yeah, he's an interior guy, I would think. And I don't think they're going to bring him up for this game. I think that if they do anything, they're going to either beef up the inside of the defensive line, or they're going to try to figure out a way to fucking get somebody that can play tackle. Cornelius Lucas this week, unless they go with Brandon Coleman. Or where are we thinking with that?
So he said today that he's going to play. Not that he's going to start, not that he's going to play significant, just he's going to play.
Maybe they're going to give him some Legos. Say, hey,
Bakhtiari.
go sit down over there and do something with it. Back to your
That's what we were just talking about there. We haven't seen a responding move for why Pringle has gone. But we think it's for a defensive tackle that's probably on the practice squad. I think I did hear them talking about this guy Sheldon Day, so maybe that's who it's going to be. Not sure.
Yeah, we'll find out. So how are we feeling about this game? Let's
Good.
I completely forgot our
Cosme
structure
got
that we use.
Cosme
Yeah.
got his contract too, so I'm happy with that. I think that's a good move.
I think it's a
Jesse
good move.
wasn't so happy because it's a guard.
He's a guard. I mean, I like that we signed him. I think it was a little expensive.
Well,
It's
For
going to be
guard.
expensive no matter what you do now. Like,
if you wait, it's more expensive.
and he
Simple as
didn't,
that.
you know,
fifth.
he didn't set the record. So we got someone in the mid tier, and you know, in
He's
2
the
years he's going to
third
be
highest.
underpaid.
He's third highest.
No,
we
he's
do,
fifth.
we do,
That's
we do
the
have
kid.
him for 5 years, 5 more years.
Right.
So, yeah, I would have been a little bit more pleased if it was, around the 15 to $16 million range. I think we'll be getting for like 17.9 or something like that. Close to
18.5.
18.5. Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with it. It's fine. I'm glad we didn't pay him no $20 million like a lot of people would have or said they wanted to. Scouse, but I mean, we'll
But
see.
he was the fifth. He was the fifth highest graded guard last year, and he's being paid as the fifth highest guard. So, yeah.
Well,
I don't have a problem with that.
I think that what they're doing, and I saw this quote the other day from, was it Declassified? I think it was them. We need commanders. We're trying to find commanders, and I like that. Commanders with a capital freaking COMMANDERS. We are
I
looking
love
for commanders.
Cosme. He does fit that bill.
And he does. They want tough, all right? And this is one of the themes that I've been hearing on a lot of podcasts. And I'm not talking about, you and your podcast that's like ours. I'm talking about, people that fucking know what the hell's going on. But they're trying to build toughness.
What are you trying to say here, John?
I'm trying to say that what you put in is what you get out. And if they put tough players in, smart players in, they're going to get smart, tough teams out. And this is what I think that they're doing. Max, you had a point.
I just feel like it's going to be, with Cosme, it's pretty much as you said. It's what we're building towards. It's building more of the foundation.
Give us the
Yam, are you going to the
Lord.
game?
He is.
He is.
He is cool.
Yam
cool.
is going to be there.
That's pretty cool. All right, so what are we looking at with this Buccaneers game?
Not to lose by 50.
But you picked them to win last week.
Yeah, I did.
right, so you're
I
picking
would
them to lose today?
appreciate. I would appreciate.
We're not doing picks yet.
I would appreciate if they didn't score 30 points on us, and I would appreciate if Jaden Daniels has a good showing.
I would appreciate that as well. All right, give us your quick overall on the game here, Scott. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think we just got to keep it tight, and hopefully, if we can get up to maybe 10-point leads going into the end or towards the end of the second quarter, I think that's where you sort of not sit back on that lead, but you just grind it out then, because
Not one thing for much, Scotty.
I know, but if they get ahead by, let's just say 10 points, they get ahead, we aren't winning this game, because Mike Evans will kill us like he has done all the time. So we have to be very, very careful of that too.
We also got to remember this isn't the same team.
I know.
No, it's not. Go ahead, Max.
But I will say, to build on the Mike Evans, I saw a stat line that this is going to blow you guys' mind. Mike Evans against us in his career has played 5 games.
Yeah.
He's had 26 catches for 600 yards, 4 touchdowns, and out of those 26 catches, 24 were first downs. I am tired of Mike Evans beating us.
That's not beating us. That's kicking our ass. And this is what I see this weekend. I hope our offense is able to keep up, because I don't think our secondary is going to be able to keep control of Mike Evans, Charles Godwin. I think they're going to have a freaking field day up and down the field on us. They could get into the 30s. I hope we're able to keep up, but I don't see it. I think well, we'll get to predictions later. But that's to me the key to this game is our corners against their receivers, and I just don't see them matching up. Now, I know, Jessy, you have been basically on your knees in front of Emmanuel Forbes, so what do you think of this?
I think our pass rush needs to help the corners play well.
This is another concern. Go ahead.
We don't know what we have as pass rush, and this goes inside too. I mean,
Yeah.
let's be real honest, and I'll say that Duran and John did not have a good year last year.
We're being real
Why
honest.
is that? Don't know.
Okay.
But they didn't. They didn't have a good year. So the defensive line, if they can get a pass rush, that will help the corners out tremendously.
Scott, what do you think? Because you were all in on the edge this year when we were talking about draft and we were talking about free agency. So what do you think we've got?
I don't think we've got much at edge. I think Dorrance Armstrong will give you what he probably gave you in Dallas, which was about 8.5 sacks. I
Yeah,
think
but he didn't
Cleveland
have
Farrell
limited
is what
time.
he is.
Very limited time. Yeah.
He really produced.
He did, but I don't know if he's what he's going to be like starting caliber.
Yeah,
we don't
you're
know.
right, Scott. We just don't know
Yeah.
how he's going to be starting.
I'm big on the inside, on the interior. I think John Allen looks slimmed down. He looks raring to go. So I think in the middle, I think him, Newton, when he's fit, and Payne will be a massive disrupting force. But for this game, you're going to rely on your horses, and your horses are them two in the defensive line.
I wonder if we see a lot of Luvu attacking the quarterback as well.
I should think so. We're probably, because I don't see it much going on with our defensive ends. I'm hoping that we're able to generate a pass rush, but that's going to be a big key. Baker Mayfield's not a bad quarterback, and he's also a very good quarterback, I think, when he's on the move. So, Max, you got something to say?
There is a huge part of me that is relating this season to 2012. It's just got the same feeling to me, and it's kind of the same unknown that we had going into that season. We didn't know what Shanahan was going to bring out with Griffin and with that defense. And it's the same thing.
Yeah, but we went 3-6. I mean, we came out strong in that first game, but we really went...
We came out 3-6, but we didn't lose those games by the fault of the quarterback. We lost those games because we had a really tough beginning of the schedule, and then we had a kind of a cake puff end of the schedule. And if you look at the exact same layout of the schedule, I mean, they won 7 straight.
Yeah.
Well, see, here's the way I look at it. All right, because I have predicted a loss in this game, and I'm sticking to my guns. I think we're going to lose this game, and it's because not necessarily us, but for them. They've got excellent wide receivers. They've got a bona fide Hall of Famer in Mike Evans, and we have got bona fide
Scrubs.
trash bags at fucking cornerback, except for Sanistril. And I don't see him going out there trying to cover Mike Evans. But either way, it's about Baker Mayfield, and it's about that team being able to say, hey, we made the playoffs last year and nobody saw us coming. We won a playoff game against Philadelphia last year and nobody saw us coming. And I think that they can build on that. I think Baker Mayfield has gotten his maturity under him. I think he's a pretty damn good quarterback. He's not great, but he is tier 3, tier 2, right in that range right there, which is good enough, I think, to be able to put up a decent game. Jesse, what do you think?
Yeah,
sorry, I threw it at you, didn't I?
No, it's. I think they're going to put up some numbers. I know that, but when Baker gets rattled, Baker can be rattled.
Yes, he
very
can.
well can.
Yes, he can.
And
Okay, but
this is more about.
Well, let's just give Scouse his credit. He took about 45 minutes to write this joke.
Yeah,
So
a little late there, bud.
Thank
Missed
you,
that
Scouse.
whole conversation.
once you pop, you can stop and then get cut. Thank you, Scouse, for checking in. Anyway, go ahead.
Again, I'm going to go back to help our cornerbacks out, which is a weak spot on our team. At least that's what we.
Do you see a lot of blitzing?
I think so. I think
have to, I think.
you might see some from some from Jamin Davis. I think they're gonna have to attack Baker. I'm not worried about their run game, really. I really not. I'm worried about the 2 outside receivers, and then McMillan? The kid's been killing it in camp. The rookie slot receiver, which I think Sanistril will lock him down. But I don't think we have much of a hope. Farrell is good at setting the edge, not really a great known for pass rushing. I think Luvu and Armstrong are really going to have to attack, and I'll throw Jamin Davis in there as well too. Maybe lining up at different in different areas. Maybe lining up in the linebacker position and attacking the quarterback, using his athleticism to attack the quarterback.
What was Max laughing at? What are you laughing
Yam.
at? What's he doing? Let's see. Is that how you are in the sack, too? Jesse, I think that Liam is trying to ask you out after the game. So. Oh, wait, no, he's talking to Scouse. So maybe he's trying to ask Scouse out after.
There you go.
I'd have to think about it, bro. All right, anyway. All right, so Scott, give me your overall. I mean, we gave our initial impressions. Now we've gone a little bit deeper. Give me your a little bit more deeper. I'm not necessarily asking you for your prediction yet, even though I think I know what it's going to be. But tell me what you think's going to happen in this football game. How are we going to win this game?
we're going to win this game by getting off to a fast start, by playing up-tempo football. We haven't seen what we're going to do. Obviously, defense is coming at us, and Todd Bowles' defense, you kind of know what you've got on film. So we have the great unknown here, which is nobody really knows what Cliff Kingsbury's going to play here. Nobody knows how Jaden Daniels is going to play. I think we have to have a strong run game, which can tire out their running backs completely.
They got a strong interior line. That's
They
their
have,
strength
but
of their defense.
Vita Vea has slimmed down to 320 pounds. I mean, come on. It's it's exactly.
boy right
Sorry, I don't mean to
He's
cut you
a
off.
big old
Did you
unit.
Did you see the 450-pound guy that they got playing
Yeah.
in Florida?
Yes, I did.
yeah.
Wow.
Oh man, fucking monster.
He moves too.
He does move, but you know what? He's not going to move too. I need life insurance anytime soon. Anybody going to sign him?
Shit.
Anyway, sorry, Scott. Go ahead.
So I think if we get off to a fast start, and even if we see maybe a bomb thrown down the sideline to Diami or Terry, and we get him big plays, then we get ahead on the scoreboard. And then, as I say, you build from there. It doesn't have to be then the pressure of going, right, we've got 4 minutes left in this game and we need, maybe we're 4 points behind and we have to go for a touchdown. And that's when people start panicking, especially rookies, and then you end up losing the game. I think it could be very, very close. So I'm looking at this saying, hey, hang on, what's going on? Go on.
If we're in that situation of a 4-minute drill to come back and win by 3, I guess, if you're saying we're 4 minutes or 4 down, I like Jaden Daniels in that situation. I just don't think we're going to get that close.
See,
I do.
yeah,
You
me
got us.
too. I think
You got us
this
winning.
game is going to be
Yes, I
closer
do.
than some of the naysayers like you, John, are expecting.
I'm a
I
naysayer.
put a lot of I'm putting a lot of faith in the fact, like Scott mentioned it just a minute ago, and I think we talked about it a little bit last week. Is that Tampa Bay has no fucking clue what we're going to be doing, none. And I think we could try potentially catch them off guard, and if we can keep this close, score some points, we're gonna have to keep up with them. But I think Jaden in this office can do that. I wouldn't surprise me at all if this is a high-scoring game. 27-31, something like that.
All right, Max, what do you think? Who you got? What do you got? Give me your in-depth analysis of this football game.
So my initial pick was that we'd lose.
Yeah.
I think in order for us to win the game, we have to kind of put it together a game plan like we did when we beat Tampa in 21. We have to run the ball, we have to stay ahead of the sticks, and we have to dominate the time of possession.
Right.
The only way to save a bad defense is to keep them off the field. It's the same way how you hurt a good offense. Is our defense bad?
I don't think anybody knows yet. We don't know. Yet.
Right.
But
Well,
what we know,
I'm kind of sure about our corners, but okay.
what we can figure out is, can we run the ball? Can we keep them off the field? Can we dominate the game? If we dominate the game, we should win. It might be one of the games where you dominate everything but the scoreboard, but I'd take it.
That was Dilfer-esque right there.
That's great. I have more.
If we
hair than
dominate,
him,
we should
so.
win.
Yeah, but how many times have you seen them completely dominate the game and just it stays close, and then with 2 minutes left, they give up a big bomb?
Yeah, I know.
Like,
seen
it's-
that many times. I've seen it. It's the Norv effect. If you have Norv as your head coach, it lasts like 25 years.
You want to see John start to cringe real quick? Here's a quick name: Clint Longley.
Don't even. I am. Yeah, you guys read about that. I was sitting there on Thanksgiving Day watching that son of a bitch do that.
Scott doesn't know who Clint Longley is.
He'll figure it out. Clint Longley is a villain.
I thought
Says I didn't know who Jumpy Gethers was.
That's all right. Jumpy Gethers was a hero.
He's the new Keith.
Clint Longley is somebody in Redskins history that is a vilified name. Let's just put it that way.
Jeremy Chin. Could we see him in some blitz packages as well?
For sure.
Too?
He'll probably play in the
early?
box.
I think so.
He'll probably he'll be in the box a lot.
Yeah, I think I know he'll be in the box, and he's good in run support. But I'm thinking I wouldn't even be surprised if you see some corner blitzes from Sanistril as well.
I could see them definitely turning up the heat in any way possible that they can. Anything that they can do to limit Baker Mayfield's time to let those receivers get downfield, I think is what they're going to try to do on defense, because pass rush is the only way to stop an offense that's got receivers like that. It's just the only way to do it as far as I'm concerned. And frankly, the rules aren't set up to allow you to do it. Hopefully, the referee crew that is working our game called up Sean Hockley last night and said, hey, you think we can throw as many flags as you guys did in the first half? Let's see if we can flag the home team here for a whole bunch of ridiculous calls. Well, they didn't flag the home team last night. They flagged the visitors last night. But, yeah, man.
Wasn't it like 4 penalties on one
In the first
drive?
5, there were 4 penalties in the first 5 plays.
And
Two
three,
on one
three
play.
of them were the same fucking thing on the same goddamn person because it was like 1 inch, one fucking inch.
Yep. I hate that when
Is
they
it,
say
was
the
it
NFL,
that tackle? Was it the tackle again who was flinching?
He's in the backfield. No, he was in the
he
backfield.
Did that.
He was lined up off the line.
Yeah,
is what
there's
it
a
was.
new rule, some new stupid ass rule.
They can't arc anymore. They have to be kind
yeah.
of straight.
Yeah.
It's like the center's waistline has to, like, everyone's head has to be past it or something. It's
I guess. What if the center doesn't have enough Viagra and he doesn't give a good fucking bead? You know, you got to be able to have something that you can line up to, right? You're looking down the line. What am I looking at? I'm looking at that fat guy's fucking hip over there. No, give me something that I can see that I can line up to.
Damn, Scouse. Scouse
got
just
that?
dunked your ass.
so we're gonna have
You,
Bill
John.
Vinovich as the referee.
I got it up on.
What did he say here? The Ryan Leaf of hosting. I'll take that, Scouse. I don't mind. I got to say this. Let me show you, Scouse. This is what a camera looks like. All right, Scouse sits. It looks like he's broken into some fucking arcade when he does a podcast. He's got a goddamn. Exactly. He's on a freaking security camera. Hey, bro, why don't you hurry up the show, bro? The police are coming. Anyway, so the fun thing that we're gonna do when the Brits are here is when we get in the parking lot, we're going to have a few shots. We're going to have us a good time. And I'm going to bring some donuts, and we're going to see how many we can ring around Scouse's head.
Donuts. You're not going to get many round his head. I tell you.
If we can get them in there. I mean, they're going to definitely. There's a point there. You're going to try.
Scout shoes is what we're bringing up.
Right. Scout shoes. All right. So anyway, okay. So I like I said, I completely forgot how we used to break down games at the beginning of last year because today has been busier than shit for me. So tell me what we were going to talk about, please.
Yeah.
Who do you
I'm
think
the
is going to
world's
stand
first
out
podcast host.
on the
What do you
offense? Who's your player of the game?
Player of the game on offense? I'm going to go with Jaden Daniels.
I think we. Hold on a second. Go ahead and talk. I'm looking for it. I thought we had a little thing.
Scouts love that.
I'm not having a poo.
That's not it. That's not it. I thought we had something.
For what?
I've got it.
An outline?
Yeah, the outline. I've got the outline up.
Yeah, it's right.
Okay,
So
cool.
just
Scout's got a list.
so. What we said is who's going to stand out, what's the keys to victory, and then
keys.
then we're going to do superlatives for NFL wide after that.
Thank you. I got to tell you, back in the day when you guys said, John, you're the host, I told a couple of people that I know, including people that worked with me on other podcasts, and they went, are you out of your fucking mind? You the host? Like,
And I do have a list as well this week, John. So.
oh, cool.
Yes.
All
Can we
well,
get a teaser?
Yeah, we can have a
get-
teaser.
All right, let's hear it. Teaser for the list here. Hang on a second. God Hartley with the list of the week.
The teaser is it's very short.
Oh, it's a very short list. All right, so men I am larger than.
And we'll come back to it. We'll come. Hey, I see what you did there. And I've slimmed down a lot since you last saw me, so you'll be surprised. But
I wasn't talking about that. Anyway,
Shit.
fair play to you, sir. Fair play. I doff
All right.
the cap.
so we were going to talk about offensive player of the game. So who do you see
We were,
standing
yeah.
out this week, Jesse?
Yeah.
See,
Listen,
I
I'm
can be
go-
the host that fast.
I'm going to take the low-hanging fruit and Brian Robinson Jr. I think this is going to be a big boy game for Mr. B. Rob.
I hope so.
I think we need to have a big boy game from him to stand a chance. I know Eckler is getting a lot of hype for some reason, and I don't think it's going to be a 50-50 split. Actually, I know it's not. They already came out and said that it's not going. Brian Robinson is going to be the hammer, and Eckler is going to be your basic third down back. Passing
You would have thought the
situations.
Ravens would have done that last night, but I saw what's their second string running back's name who was on the field last night for like 70%
Hill?
of the game. Justice Hill was all over the place last night. So who knows what we're going to see? I would hope so with Brian Robinson, but that runs right into the strength of their defense. Scott, what do you think? Who's going to be your offensive standout of the day?
It's an easy one. Again, I'll take the low-hanging fruit. It's got to be Terry McLaurin. He's got to have a very good game for us to win this game.
Got to
It's
keep
as
us
simple
in
as
it.
that.
All right, Max, what about you offensively?
Our offensive player of the game to win the game should be Tyler Biotic. If
Okay.
he
Box
can
thinking there, buddy. I
move
like it.
Vita Vea out of the way, that will open the door for Brian Robinson to run. It will open the door for Jaden to throw the ball to Terry. If our offensive line, especially the interior of the line, doesn't do anything, we are not going to be able to move. Thank you.
Nailed
This is
it.
why we have him on the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to go ahead and take the lowest of low-hanging fruit and say Jaden Daniels. If we come close to winning this game, he's going to play well. You know, I think that he has the ability to play well. That's why I said if we get down to the situation where we've got a 4-minute drill at the end of the game and we need a score to win, I like his chances. I like him in that kind of a situation. It will be a shock to me if he comes out and makes quote-unquote rookie mistakes, bad interceptions, taking sacks that he shouldn't take. Yeah. I'd be shocked. And so I do expect a good game out of the young man, and I'm going to go with that. So there. I'll get a chime too. Ding. That's right. All right, so defensively, what do we need to do to win this game, Max?
Clog up the middle. I don't think that we can. If we rely on Baker Mayfield to pass, I think that's going to be our best bet. You know, because
I can't agree there.
I think their running game is a lot better than we think. Rashad White last year did not have a lot of volume by touch, but when he runs the ball as much as he did, you're gonna break. And if the interior of our line stays true, I think we're gonna be all right.
Do we have an button?
An
17
wrong button. I'm just kidding.
No, it's not wrong. It's not wrong. 1,471 yards and 7 touchdowns last year. That is good stats.
Okay, yeah. Rashad White.
He had that handy. You see that? Scott has lists for everything.
Yeah. Okay, I think the strength of this defense is going to be stopping the run. I mean, you have Bobby Wagner, Frankie Louvu, the beast up front, and John Allen and Deron Payne. And then you have Farrell, which is, you know, he sets the edge. He's a good run defender. And then Armstrong, I think he's a better pass rusher than run defender. But I think that's where our strength of the defense is going to be, is stopping the run. That's why I think I am on the opposite side of Max and saying I think we need to stop the pass in order to in I think the run game, you know, give up 80 yards, fine, good, great, whatever. That's I'm perfectly okay with that. I think the key is our secondary, period.
In winning
this
this
game.
game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Corners still worry the shit out of me, especially against these two, as we said before, Godwin in the slot, and then you've got Mike Evans, who just kills us every time.
Oh.
Yeah, of course.
Everybody.
But Bobby Wagner's a Hall of Famer. But I think in honesty, I think the safeties are good, and I think we're okay with that. I think our slot corner's good. I think our linebackers are very good. The outside boundary corners, no, just no. Yeah,
No.
no.
Can't trust them yet. I know, Jesse, you like to.
No.
You like to.
I want to see what
I
happens
hope.
this year. I
I
do.
hope that we're not sitting here on Monday saying, you know, Forbes had great coverage on those 3 touchdowns he gave up, but he just didn't make the finger move.
Witt is a mastermind working with defensive backs. So I think we need to have a wait and see type of
Can't
approach.
polish a turd though, Jesse, can you? But you roll it in glitter occasionally and it works, but it doesn't last that long. That's all I'm going to say to you.
Tell you something.
And I'm sorry, but Benjamin St. Juice is horrible.
Now,
And
y'all
Emmanuel
know I don't
Forbes
like
is
St.
horrible.
Juice.
And Emmanuel Forbes was horrible last year, but we left him on an island against the biggest
We put
threat
him-
that other teams had.
We've put
Yes.
Emmanuel in awful positions every time he was on the field last year.
Unfortunately, when you're a cornerback in the NFL, that's most of your job, to be put
Yeah,
in the
but
place where you got a Mike
But
Evans
if
is
you're
coming
a,
to town.
if you're a slight rookie, John, as in like slight in build wise,
Right.
and we know he looks like Mo Farah running a fucking marathon. You know, in fact, Mo Farah's got bigger legs, but it just, you know. I mean, literally, if he stuck his tongue out and went sideways, he looked like a fucking zip. But
He would.
anyway,
He looked like a zip.
What?
a
zip.
a zipper.
Okay.
A zipper. You know, the
A
things
zipper, as
kids
you
use
guys
with
call it, yeah.
Velcro. Yeah, we call
Yeah,
it a
yeah.
zipper because it
A zipper,
zips.
yeah, I know what you mean.
You call it a zip because I don't know.
That's what we call it, a zip, yeah. But yeah, In all honesty, we did leave him out on a limb last year, and that was not good for Emmanuel Forbes. He was brought in to do, pass breakups, to take touchdowns, to take interceptions. We didn't see that at all in any way, shape, or form.
He got 2 interceptions.
He got an interception in like the first game. I think.
In the Eagles game.
Yeah, the Eagles game.
First
he?
Eagles game.
Yeah, he
had
got 2
one.
last year.
He's always got his hands in position.
I
in
must
a
have
lot
been
of
asleep.
cases.
I must have been asleep for that.
But the fades burn the shit out of both of them. But St. Juice has no idea what to do. We've seen in the preseason, and you were yelling at me on the podcast about it, but what I see when I see these things is just bad technique. The ball is coming. He doesn't look at the receiver's eyes. He takes his eyes off of the receiver and looks up over here. And by then, the ball's already passed him. If you're going to stay face on the guy and you're beat, cue his eyes and stick your hand up in there when that ball comes in there.
Imagine getting burnt by a guy called Craycraft. Fucking hell.
Dude, you got a guy named Craig coming over here next week.
Craycraft.
All right. Yeah, that's right.
Craycraft.
That was his
Craycraft.
name. Yeah.
Craycraft sounds like something in a hobby store.
The best in model boats, Craycraft.
Right. All right.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Who
That's
said?
right.
Who
That's
said?
right, Scouse.
Somebody on some podcast said.
No.
it was
I
Max.
forget who it was. I think it was Rio or something. I saw it on Twitter that St. Juice is going to have 6 interceptions.
It was one of Rio's. It was their stupid superlatives of the season, and all of
Stupid superlatives.
his
They're
crew
all
went round and
ridiculous.
said, "Oh
Stupid
yeah,
things.
it was
I don't
like
think
a
he's had
ridiculous
6
one."
pass breakups in a fucking year.
I had him
Whoa,
at 3.
Terrible.
What?
3.
I had St.
Has
Juice
St.
at
Juice-
3.
3, yeah.
Has St. Juice had 1 interception in his career?
Yes.
He had one against the Jags that got called back. The Vikings
Yeah.
got called back.
Then he
A
didn't
real
get
one.
one. No, not yet. No.
Max, I've got the receipts here, mate. You had Benjamin St. Juice for 5.
5.
Oh, what?
5.
So
This
I
is
didn't.
his mother's fault.
I didn't edit this.
And
I
that's
had.
in the, it's
I had-
in the
Oh,
big
it's-
embossed
dude,
book.
it's
I
in
had
the big
Forbes
embossed
at
book.
5.
No, I'm sorry.
It's
in the
I-
book.
it's in the book.
I will
That-
trust
it's
the
in
book
That is
over
the
the
Bible
any day.
of all Bible.
All right, we do have one more piece of business we got to get out of the way. This is a public service announcement, so excuse us.
The following is a message from the office of the owner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Hi, this is the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, Jerry Jones. Now, you Cowboys fans know me, and y'all that are out there listening to me know this. I surely do appreciate you. You are the backbone of the Dallas Cowboys. You are the very heart and soul that has won 5 Super Bowls and helped me to live a lifestyle that you just would not believe. And for that, I truly want to thank you. But now is the time the Cowboys are counting on you the most. As you know, the Cowboys went ahead and gave a lot of money to Dak Prescott, and now they went ahead and gave a whole lot of money to CeeDee Lamb. And I tell you, that's great and all, but that leaves old Jared just a little strapped for cash, and I got me a balloon payment coming up on my yacht that you just would not believe. So I'm asking you to dig deep. Go on over to cowboyshop.com and shop until you drop. Come on now, I need every dang penny from every dang one of you. So what do you say? Eat a little less this month. Make an excuse to your landlord on the rent. Hell, go without that extra rock of methamphetamine for the weekend and buy yourself a new football jersey or a ball cap or whatever the hell you want. Now let's go. Get on out to Cowboys Shop right now and send me what you got. Go Cowboys!
This has been a message from the office of the owner of the Dallas Cowboys.
You know, Jerry must have been dreaming.
Senile. Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't think Dak's been paid yet.
He actually
No, he hasn't.
slammed the door shut on those contract talks today.
No, he paid him a
didn't
couple
see
years
that.
ago.
Yeah,
His contract's due.
Yeah, he paid him a couple years ago.
yeah. I mean, this year he's due to make $29 million.
Yeah.
But after that, nothing.
Oh no, he's a free agent after this. We're sorry, he got to win the Super Bowl around.
He's going
here,
to New
otherwise-
York anyway. He's going to the Giants.
Yeah, I think so too. I actually
That'd be
do.
great.
I think he's going to New York.
Wouldn't that
So do
be
I.
great? God, if they traded Daniel Jones for him. God damn it! What the hell is this? This boy ain't got a brain the size of a walnut.
Should we do our superlatives of the season then quickly if we've got time?
Yes, we've
What
got
do you
6
think?
minutes left before our hour is up, so we're going to switch over to some NFL. First off, let's give predictions. Jesse, what do you think we're going to
Yeah,
get
yeah,
this
let's do
weekend?
predictions.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick to my guns and I'm gonna say 31-27 win.
All right, so
Win.
that means at least 2 field goals from Cade York.
Yeah.
The Justin Taylor mustache lookalike, or What's his name?
Josh Taylor.
Josh Taylor.
I think I think I'm just for Cade York. I think I will shave my beard and just leave a stash. Maybe one of these two.
Don't do it.
No, I think that
You can have a dirty
handlebar. A handlebar.
what we'd
You
see
think I look
is
good
a
on
Dirty
hand-
Beppe.
Should we do this?
Well, I don't know. There's got to be a chin there for something. Anyway, all right. So Max, what do you got predicted for this weekend's game?
24-21 loss on a walk-off field goal.
That's a tight
Fucking
game. That's
hater.
a low-scoring game. Walk-off field goal by who? Because their kicker is questionable.
Joe Schmo. Anyone can
Schmo.
kick. Anyone
No,
can
he
kick a 30-yard field goal.
he practiced full today.
That's
Good, because he's
Anyone
my
can-
fantasy kicker. I had to
anyone
cut
can
Matt
kick a
Gay
th-
because he was hurt.
who can't kick a 30-yard field goal?
Scott. Scouse. He can't kick one.
I don't know. I've got a good kick on me, actually, to be fair.
You know, I thought kicking field goals looked easy till I went out and tried a 20-yarder.
Well, to be fair,
it is
I
it is
don't know
hard.
yet.
it's hard. That ball is 2 pounds, man. That thing is freaking heavy, and it's hard on your foot. It's hard to do. Scott, what do you got going on for this weekend? What do you got?
24-21 win.
All right, so let me ask you this. This is a 4:30 start. What time's it come on for you over there? 11?
No. 11? 9:30.
9:30.
5 hours.
5 hours. I don't know. I thought 7 hours for some stupid.
No, it's 11:30 now, dude. So what
So-
time is it over there? Yeah,
6:30.
All right.
6:30.
So who is able to convince their significant other for some pregame, just for luck? Low blow.
No.
then. I used to be
No.
a goal kick a footy a mile. I got to Scouse. You got to talk English. I don't know what you're saying.
He's saying he used to be a goalkeeper and he can kick a football for miles.
Sorry, I'm just fucking with Scouse.
John,
All right. Yes. It is my turn to pick, and I'm going to say we're going to lose this game. I think it's going to be something like 27 to 26, 25, something. We're going to get a weird number. But, yeah, hate or not, I already explained my reasons why. And it's not because of us. I think it's because of the Bucs. And partly us. Our cornerbacks are not going to be able to stand up, and I just don't see.
The books.
I hope that we're able to generate a pass rush enough to be able to give Baker Mayfield the yips, but I just don't see it. So
It's going to be a Jaden Daniels. You like that game?
I think Baker has found a home. And
Yeah.
I
They gave
think
him a
he's
contract.
a good quarterback. And not only that, but they also asked him his opinion on who they were bringing in as offensive coordinators before they gave him the contract.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that he's the quintessential. He's got the talent, but he didn't have the maturity, and he was
Mm-hmm.
put into a situation where too much was expected of him too soon. We've seen that around here in D.C.
His
and he
wife's
wasn't
hot.
able. Yeah, well, yeah. But either way, even if his wife looked like Scouse, I think that the guy has found a place where he can play.
Scouse is taking strays tonight.
He always
Straight.
does.
Straight.
I'm gonna, dude. I am gonna
Picks on
send the
my
link to you,
hat.
Scouse.
Picks on my hat whenever he can. He calls me the Del Monte man.
Because it's very easy to.
all right. So I would suggest to the ladies in the audience, two of you, a guy with a hat. That's the thing. Anyway, besides that, I'm an old man and I wear hats. So I think two of us have a win, two of us have a loss. We'll just have Baker avoid passes to whomever Sanistril and Quan are covering. Yams has a good point there. You got to target St. Just and you got to target Emmanuel Forbes if you can see him. That's not easy. All right, so you wanted to do superlatives for the NFL. Go ahead, Scotty.
Yeah, we'll do that. So we've got a few categories here, similar to what we had before. So we've got MVP of the NFL. Who will be
Okay.
the MVP?
Yeah, I'm going to go out on a limb here. And
That's
I am
my
going
job.
I'm going to say Jordan Love.
I don't think that's so far out on a limb. Go ahead, Max.
Max,
Where's your limb?
Joe Burrow.
Oh, no. Joe Burrow is in show me stage for him. All right. You know what I've seen out of Joe Burrow? He went to the Super Bowl. Yes. He was awesome. Yes. We know he has the talent. Yes. Can he stay on the field?
In his 3 years, he's been hurt twice. He's had a knee and he's had an elbow,
Okay.
and then he went to the Super Bowl. So
But he also last year fell down in camp without anybody touching him, clutching his leg, and then played mediocre for the most.
yeah, and then
part
he
of the year.
hurt his elbow where he couldn't, or was it his wrist? Something he couldn't hold the ball.
this. You are making my point for me.
Yeah, but his second year he was healthy and he went to the Super Bowl.
Okay, well, yeah, but that
Anyway.
was 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
I'm
Max,
with you,
who's your
Max. I
MVP?
think,
Joe
I
Burrow.
think Burrow. is,
John?
Good,
Go ahead,
good
Scott.
call.
Me, okay. My MVP is Max Crosby.
They're gonna really MVP of the league. Wow.
Oh, of the league. Well, sorry, I'm going defensive player. Jordan loves a good shout. Jordan loves a good shout, actually, Jesse. I think.
Max
Fuck
Crosby.
it.
Scotty
We were
got
about
lost
to-
there for a second.
I did. I thought I was ahead of myself there.
We were about to have the hottest take of all hot takes here on the show here with Scott
MVP
calling out
of
Max
the
Crosby.
league.
MVP of the league. I'm going to go with the lowest hanging fruit and say Patrick Mahomes, man. I'll tell you what. What I
Yeah,
saw
that's
of him,
probably where I'm going, yeah.
Aside from the fact that I know he is good and I
Fuck
know
that
he can
Kermit
play.
the Frog sounding motherfucker.
He is. What was he doing last night? Before the snap, he kept going.
Calling Miss Piggy.
I don't know what
His
the hell
wife
he
kind of
was
looks
doing.
like Miss Piggy.
Yeah, she does.
They fit.
However, he's got the talent, and now he's got speed again on the outside. And look, last night you could see it. It wasn't necessarily just this rookie with these nice plays that he was. Dude, he was throwing laser beams. So yeah, give me Patrick Mahomes as MVP of the league.
Who?
I don't know. Scouts just puts stuff out there. He's talking about
Rookie-
Cade York. Cade York.
Rookie of the year offensively.
Well, we're bouncing around everywhere. Rookie of the year. Good call. I'm going to say Jaden. Jaden gets Rookie of the year.
I'll agree. I'm going to say Jaden because I don't think that we're going to make the playoffs, and we might. You never know what can happen, but we're going to be at the end of December making noise. And speaking of Nick making noise, Scouse when he heard we signed Cade York.
Max, Rookie of the year.
Every part of me wants to say Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah, you're right.
Like I don't know. I think he's gonna be the best receiver out of that draft class.
Dude, that offense can be something down there.
I'm gonna go. I don't think it'll be right, but I think this is what will happen. It's going to be Caleb Williams.
I don't know.
I just think the hype's too big, and I think that media will cream themselves every time he makes a touchdown, and it's just
I mean,
Well,
they already have.
Yeah, they have. And, they say things now. They've invented all new ways to talk about how the game looks because he just looks fabulous. Look at him.
Yeah.
There he is, Bart throwing that touchdown. He hasn't even gotten his hair out of whack. Look at his purse. It's flying around perfectly. So, yeah, I think he's gonna change the
defensive
game.
Rookie of the year then, if we can do it.
I don't even have a good
I haven't got one either, so let's
one
just
for
just
this
avoid it
because
then.
this wasn't a real good defensive draft.
Okay.
I have one for a joke, and I hope it's Kool-Aid McKinstry.
Nice.
I mean, that's not. You're not
Who will
far
be
off
the
from that.
defense? Who will be the defensive player of the season then throughout the NFL? That's normally Myles Garrett or T.J. Watt or somebody like that.
I'm gonna go.
And I'll say Max Crosby.
Okay.
I don't know, man. Chris Jones is fucking.
Chris Jones. That's a good shot. Again.
He was a man on a mission. So I'm gonna go Chris Jones. Latu's, that's a good call, Brian. Good call.
Latu, yeah.
That's for defensive rookie of the year.
Player of the year.
Player
Oh,
of the year.
lots of
right?
yeah.
Samra still.
You're picking Sanders still for defensive rookie of the year?
Yep.
Scott, just say I don't know anybody else.
Scott, you
John-
can mark.
No, I don't have anybody that I'm going to pick for this because, quite frankly, I'm not prepared as usual because I was busy as shit today. So sorry, I didn't have a chance to make a list.
Defensive player of the year. Man, there's so
Player
many
of the
good
year.
players. I think I'm gonna stick
Nick
with Chris
Bosa.
Jones.
There's loads.
But Nick Bosa is a good call. Sauce Gardner's a good call.
Aiden Hutchinson.
Hutchinson's a good call. That's that's a dark horse, but that's still a good call.
I'll throw one
I
out.
love his game.
Go on then, John.
I'm going to throw out an interior lineman and say Quinnen Williams. That dude's
There you
a
go.
beast.
Okay,
Donald-
last one that we'll do for our superlatives is who is your dark horse team in the NFL this year, someone who not many people are talking about, or maybe being a little spoke about, that's going to go very far deep into the playoffs, or are going to have an amazing season?
I'm going to keep it right at home, and I'm going to say that we are a dark horse team that I think has a shot to make a wild card.
Okay. Like I said, come the end of December, I think we'll be making noise, but I don't know if I'd call us the dark horse. I think the team for me that fits that criteria is the Cardinals. I think that Max is right. Marvin Harrison Jr. He's going to show out.
I don't think
if
Cardinals are
Kyler
gonna be good.
Murray. Look,
Were you saying Cards as well, Max?
No, I wanted to, but I got a different one. I have a
Okay.
2.
You can take a 2. Yeah, we can pick the same one.
No, I've got the Colts.
The Colts, yeah, I mean that's an interesting one right now. There,
Michael Pittman.
Because for as much as we don't know about Jaden Daniels or our offense, Anthony Richardson, we don't know anything about him.
Well, he started off nice, and then he got hurt right away.
I saw a stat. Since high school,
up,
he has
Scouts.
started 16 games.
yeah.
Wow.
Like,
I'm gonna say the Jags. Jags
Yeah,
are
that's
gonna be all right this year.
insane.
Yeah.
That's
You're
insane.
just saying that so you can get some fucking nookie. Don't lie.
Who is? Wait a minute. What?
Scott.
I miss
They signed
Karen,
some
give
really
him
good
some
players.
nookie.
Yeah, Karen, please give him something.
And then the final one is who's your NFC champions, and who's your AFC champions, and who's the Super Bowl winner?
We got to pick division winners first.
Do you want to do that, or do you want to just go? Okay.
Start AFC real
Scott's tired. He's like, okay.
Yeah, I'm knackered.
quick. Who wins the AFC East? Buffalo, Miami, New England, or the Jets?
The Dolphins.
The Dolphins.
Ooh, I'm going Buffalo.
The Jets.
I mean, I think it is going to be
Buffalo
a
has
three-horse race.
tossed every. What do they got? Dalton Kincaid and James Cook. They've got a big galoot for a fucking quarterback, but they've gotten rid of Keon Coleman. Better show out. Buffalo's window closed.
Remember
AFC
Sharif.
West.
The West.
The West,
The Chiefs.
the Chiefs, obviously the Chiefs.
Okay, what about the AFC
North.
Yeah.
This is a good division. This is going to be a tough one. You got
This is a tough
Cincinnati,
one.
you got Cleveland, you got Pittsburgh, and you got Baltimore.
Pittsburgh, I don't think is going to be that kind of a
It
contender.
is this is another three-horse race, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say Cincinnati.
You know, I got to take Baltimore. I think that they're better than what they showed last night, and I believe in Lamar Jackson.
Cincinnati. I can't say Burrow's going to be Opoy and then not give him the
There you go.
division.
There you go. What do you
I'm
got?
going to stick with John and say, but Baltimore are going to win that.
See,
All right, the
Pittsburgh to me-
South.
Pittsburgh to me
Oh, go
could
ahead.
be interesting if Russell Wilson shows
big
up
if.
as Russell Wilson. Yeah, I know it's a
big
big if, but I mean, whether he just didn't mesh
But you're
with
right.
Sean Payton, I don't know. What's his name up there? Tomlin. He manages to get the best out of his players. He got a lot out of Mason Rudolph, for fuck's sake. So
Tomlin's a good coach. I don't
He's a
care what
great
anybody
coach.
says. He's
He's a
Duck
great
Hodges.
phenomenal.
Duck
phenomenal.
Hodges. There you go. So the fact is, if Russell Wilson decides, okay, coach, maybe I can poop twice a month, then I think that he can be all right. But literally, what Russell Wilson has done with himself with this lack of defecation is literally made himself full of shit. So show me. But they're not
So
there.
AFC South then.
We got Tennessee, we got Indy, we got Jacksonville, and we got Houston. I'm going
Texans.
Houston.
The Texans.
I got the Colts. I think that Stroud's going to have the sophomore slump. I think that I think
He's
they
got
have.
weapons, though.
I
A
think
lot of
they have.
faith in Anthony
So-
Richardson.
There's one ball,
Jags.
One ball.
and every single time you see a rookie pop off, they rarely take that next step in year 2. It's the
thing you
sophomore
said-
slump.
You're
All
right,
right,
and
you're
the thing you're
right, it's a
saying
real
there,
thing.
Max, is if you actually look at that division, if Jacksonville hadn't fell off the last 2 games, the Texans wouldn't even made the playoffs, and they've strengthened themselves as well this off season. So Jags are winning that division easy.
Scouse. Dude, I am not a Baltimorean. No.
But so who wins the AFC?
Okay,
The Chiefs. I'm
While
taking
we're
the
there.
Chiefs. Yeah, the Chiefs.
All right, well, yeah, we okay. All right, we'll go there. We'll stay in the AFC. We got to pick the wild cards. All right, we got our division winners. We got 3 wild cards. 3 wild cards.
Really?
Really, fuck all. Really?
I'm going.
Scott doesn't know other teams in the AFC.
Yes, he does. He just doesn't feel like it right now. He's tired.
Yeah,
He
I
doesn't
can't be
give a-
asked.
I'm going
It's
Miami.
okay.
I'm going the Jets. And
He's
I got
making
one
him
more,
write it down.
And I got Baltimore.
Jesse told me earlier, Scott, I'm just going to make him write shit down. You watch.
Cincinnati, Miami, and Texans.
Yeah, I'll take
That's
that
my
too,
three.
because I don't care.
I've got the Jets, the Browns, and the Jags.
What is this, wild card?
So you have Buffalo missing the playoffs?
I don't have any faith in Buffalo.
I don't either.
I don't think
McDermott's
I think
fired early.
Jesse, they lost so much. So much.
Every skill position player but Cook and Kincaid.
Telling you guys, you are making a big mistake here. Buffalo's going to
and if we're not, what are you going to do?
Yeah, he's
fucking
gonna
kick your
shave
ass?
He's going
Oh,
to
proving me wrong.
So NFC North then.
NFC North.
What about it?
Bears,
Who wins the
Lions,
division?
Packers, Vikings.
Oh,
Who
NFC.
wins?
I think it's obvious. I think it's the Packers. No, I don't think it's obvious. It's the Packers.
No,
but
I
it's
got
the
Detroit.
Lions. This is Detroit.
Yeah,
You
it's
take Detroit. I like Jordan Love.
It's going to come down. I mean,
those are the
Packers will
top
get a
two.
playoff spot.
Yeah, the other two.
but
are just-
Detroit. This is Detroit's. We'll talk about it when we get to the playoffs. All right,
All right, NFC South.
South.
I'll take the Bucs to repeat.
Yeah,
Really?
Um,
I'm gonna
I
go
think-
Falcons all day.
yeah, I think Atlanta. I like Atlanta's team. I'm with you, Scotty. I'm going Atlanta.
I think it's
taking
going
the
to be
Bucs
Atlanta.
repeat. You know what? I think Kirk Cousins he's tender coming off of an Achilles, and I think he's a big pansy ass. And
He's
that's-
just going to hand the ball off to the best running back in the league, and Bijan is going to run
Debatable.
and run.
Didn't we get Keith off of this show?
the NFC West.
The West.
The 49ers, obvious.
49ers.
They're still the class of the division.
The Rams. No, I'm going 49ers, but the Rams are going to be good this year.
The Rams will be good. Seahawks are pretenders. I don't believe in Geno Smith. I do like Kenneth Walker, but I don't believe in Geno Smith.
And finally, NFC East.
This one, I got to go Philly. I got to. I don't have any faith in Dallas. I think it's kind of a shit show. And I'm not even really sure about Philly, to be honest with you, because I think
If they stay healthy-
Sirianni and Jalen Hurts are not on the same page
See,
whatsoever.
I think Hurts got hurt last year. All right, in our game, in fact, I think is when he got hurt, and he was never quite right after that. I think Philly is the division winner. I think Dallas has gone ahead and really CeeDee Lamb and what? Zeke? You
They got the fucking geriatrics and
Right.
Dalvin and Zeke
Dalvin
back
Cook.
there.
You know,
I'm
and
going
I
to say
mean,
us.
go ahead, Max. Go, please.
I'm
You're going to
just
say
gonna
us?
Look, like I said, 2012, it's just giving me the feeling.
All right.
And you look at Philly, you look at everybody, and it's a homer pick, but when you can't do it now, when can you?
Oh, stop it.
Listen, I was listening to the radio. It was a Philly, one of the Philly sports reporters came on the local radio, and
Was
and
it
they
Anthony
came out and said-
Gargano? Hey, let me tell you about the
Some-
Eagles.
Howard
someone-
Eskin.
Howard
But
Eskin.
they were saying that Jalen Hurts and Sirianni have not had a good summer together whatsoever. There's issues. There is issues.
What's the name of their play-by-play guy?
Merrill Reese.
Merrill Reese. Maybe it was him telling us all about what Jalen Hurts was going to do in Philadelphia this year. What you got, Max? Go
Did
ahead.
you guys see the thing on Twitter this morning that the beat reporters for the Eagles and Packers couldn't can't tweet from
You
Brazil?
Can't tweet in the game.
Yeah.
So
their
their
wives
spouses,
to do it.
their spouses at home are tweeting for them.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, so who are your wild card picks then in the NFC? I'll go through mine. I got the Rams, I've got Dallas, and I got Green Bay.
I got Green Bay because I got Detroit. I got the Rams and I got Washington.
Lions, Falcons, and Rams.
Green Bay, Tampa, Arizona.
Oh man, I don't.
Yeah,
get
change
the
my
Arizona.
Rams for Cardinals.
I don't
Change my
get there.
Rams
I
for
don't get it. I don't get the Arizona
Because
I think they're going to be bad. They're going to be a bad team.
For one, I think they have the potential to have a damn good offense. Kyler
Who was
Murray
your
can
third
be
then,
explosive.
Max? You got
Arizona.
Lions, Cardinals.
Oh, Tampa.
Tampa, thank you. And who's
They've
gonna
got the
be in
potential for-
who's
to
going
be
to
a
be
good
in the
offense.
Super Bowl? Who is going to be the NFC winner?
I have the Lions.
So do I.
Packers.
Green Bay.
Pack.
Wow. Yeah, I got Lions beating the 49ers in the NFC Championship. Hosting AFC.
So yeah, it's KC is what we got in the
hosting
in
the
the
Buffalo Bills.
Oh, God, get out of here with the Buffalo Bills. Miami Dolphins.
So you got a Bills Lions
Lions
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
It's going to be billed as the Super Bowl somebody has to win.
Green Bay versus the New York Jets.
Oh, God.
Look, yeah.
Green Bay and the Dolphins. That's what I got.
I like Green Bay. I just don't think they're there yet.
Well, I've got a totally different one to everybody as well. So I've got Lions versus Kansas City.
That's probably what it's going to be, but I'm sticking to my guns.
Plus, you know, Scott never steps out on the branches. He holds on to the trunk.
Okay, should we do the list before we disappear?
Yes, please.
It's a short
See,
list. What we
Yam's
got?
on my side. Look at that. Look at that. Damn right, Yam.
Scott's list of the week.
So whilst doing this background information, and thank you very much, Max Taman, for putting me on this subject, I had a look at exactly how many picks Ron Rivera had picked from his tenure up to now. And there's 33 players drafted, and we only have 11 remaining on our roster, which is terrible.
So this is Scott's list to make us feel
not just
terrible.
that, but we looked at because of Sam Cosmi's extension, we looked at how many players that Ron Rivera has drafted or has had on the roster, and how many of them have got extensions. And it is a very, very small list. So we have Sam Cosmi, we have Daron Payne, we have Terry, F.A. Obada, who got a one-year deal, Cornelius Lucas, who got a one-year deal, Jameson Crowder, who got a one-year deal, and Jeremy Reeves, who got a one-year deal. That is it.
I'm with Mike. Fuck the Bills Mafia. Bunch of
So
morons.
Terry was drafted by Ron, wasn't he?
No, he was.
No.
Was he the last year?
He was the
of Jay?
last year. Yeah,
He was with Jay because
he was a
So
Redskin.
then, does
remember
so that
everybody
does not
said
count.
he's the one that told Jay
And-
Haskins is the one that told Jay to pick him.
Payne was also a J,
So-
I thought.
Mention your ideas.
so was
I'm trying to figure
I
out
think
what
he was he?
what the hell is he talking about.
Payne was 18 because Allen was 17.
Okay, yes, he was. Yes, he was.
Mention your ideas, Scouts. I don't give a fuck how
See,
many
I even
times
had
you
Tress-
ask. We're not giving away free burritos.
I had Jesus Christ. I had Tress Way on the list, but obviously he was in the off season prior to Ron getting there. So it's like, okay, literally just before he was 19, I
this
think
is-
he got his contract.
This is bad. No,
Isn't
it's
this the
not.
perfectly so?
No, it's not. For one, and
Wow,
it's
Mike.
spelled wrong. Yeah, right, Mike. You know, I'll tell you what.
Burgundy.
Have another,
Burgundy.
have another cocktail there, Mike.
Have another Canadian cocktail.
Is that Canada, Mike?
He is Canada, man.
Well,
He's
there
a
you go.
legend.
He's got the
Leave him
blended
in.
whiskey up there. Yeah. I get it. I don't mind.
12 wins, Mike. We call him. Yeah, 12 wins, Mike.
All right. I think that the meme for this Scouse post is, I don't believe you.
Well, because Scouts doesn't know their burritos. He just calls them burritos.
He just
So that's pretty terrible, really, then, Max. Anyway, we go back to that. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Scott, you've been doing your best to keep this show on track today, and it really hasn't been doing very well. It's opening weekend of the football season. So let me ask you this real quick then. How do you like this soft opening where we have 2 games and then college football tomorrow, and then, of course, we got Sunday?
I love it.
He
More
did,
the
yeah.
merrier. I mean, it doesn't really make a difference to me. At least a Thursday night game because I don't fucking stay up to watch
No, I
past
know.
a couple drives.
Max, what do you think? Scott, go ahead.
I don't rate having international game this early. I don't rate having Thursday, Friday. It gets ridiculous.
I wonder
think-
when we're going to have a game in Africa. Like in
I
Nairobi.
like the Friday night game more than I like the 2 Monday night
Middle of the
games.
day.
Beautiful place.
You know, because when they had the 2 Monday night games, one started at 7:00 Eastern,
Yeah,
and the other one
yeah.
was what 10:10. It's
Yeah.
you
I
know,
was able to watch some of the early game. I wish all Monday night games started at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, I mean, these people on the West Coast are all like, well, we're still at work. Well, you know what? Fuck you. We don't give a shit. Put the game on at 7 o'clock.
But it's, I mean,
You want to watch the game? Move to fucking New York.
You've got a Thursday, Friday, Sunday, Monday. To me, great. You can't do it every week, but as the opener, why not?
Well, we got that there,
we're playing a Wednesday game this year, Christmas
Yeah, on
Day.
Christmas Day. We got 2 of them.
Crazy.
On Netflix.
They are on Netflix, yeah.
Yeah, they are. And, well, tonight is on Peacock.
It's on Peacock.
All right, so all of you out there, I'm going to go ahead and give you a TV notation. If you have the Peacock Premium or whatever it is, Peacock Plus, that allows you to watch this game, then you also have access to one of the greatest cop television shows that's ever been on the air, and it's called Homicide, Life on the Street. Trust me, watch it. It's awesome. And none of y'all have seen it, and I know why none of y'all have seen it, because it was on when you all were kids, and they never replayed it, and they never repeated it until now.
There was an episode I kind of remember where some dude got stuck on a train track or some shit like that.
Yeah, that was, as a matter of fact, that was
Vincent D'Onofrio or
Vincent D'Onofrio played this guy. He was a complete corporate asshole, and he fell between a subway train and the platform. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to tell you what happens, but it won millions of awards. Anyway, if you
it's
have
rated
an
one of the best episodes ever.
The whole television series is just amazingly good. And you look at it and you go, "This was on regular television? Holy shit!" So yeah, if you are able to watch the game tomorrow night, trust me when I tell you, watch Homicide: Life on the Street. Or tonight, I should say. Tonight's the game.
We didn't even talk about mouth breathing.
No, I'm not gonna. I don't wanna. Go ahead.
Don't give him the time of day. Don't give him the time of day.
I think it's
not
a
worth
bunch
it.
of shit. Who fucking cares?
Well, you know, here's the thing. If the guy believes that, fire him. Get him out of here. All right, get him the fuck gone. If anybody in today's modern society is surprised by some moron who has some freaking hot take bullshit about everybody that's around him, well, then what the hell are you doing watching podcasts? Because that's what most of us are.
Well, maybe, he may have not even been that far off base, possibly. I mean, with some of the fans. But the fact is, he shouldn't have fucking opened his mouth to some woman. I don't even know how he didn't realize he was fucking...
Well, the fact is, it's the O'Keefe Media Company, and they have been sent to prison, in fact, for doctoring videos. You can't trust
But
anything
it's not even that. It's like, how does it... You're sitting talking to someone, and the girl is questioning you like a fucking reporter.
Right.
I don't understand how you cannot get that.
Because you're going, oh, goddamn, I'm going to get a hold of them titties. Oh, I'm going to get a hold of them titties. And that's what it does. But, and people say to me, well, he is an asshole. What are you jumping on the O'Keefe people for reporting it? Two things can be true. Both of them are cockroaches that need to be stepped on.
Mm-hmm.
And that's that.
All right, what do we got? Tomorrow
Nothing.
we have our... Scott really wants to go, but so let's see if we can drag this out another half hour.
No. Scott, stick around, Scott. We got a surprise for you in a little while.
Tomorrow...
Tomorrow at 3 o'clock.
We have a pick show, 3 o'clock. Ooh, look at that nip. Look at that nip. We got to put an X rating on this now. We have to put an X rating.
I told you. Didn't I call it earlier in the show that this is what's going to cause people to... We are.
It was Yam's fault. He's talking about being exposed, so I thought, well, it is what it is. Yeah, so.
We have our 3 o'clock first episode of the season for NFL picks. So join us as we bust out the Big and Boss book and try to win you some money.
That's right.
And then
so we'll see you tomorrow, right?
Join us on Sunday right after the game for a 20-minute little chat to. Talk about how the game went, first impressions. And then Monday we'll do our after show.
In-depth.
Now, want to bring this to you guys because I was listening and watching Scouse and Scott yesterday on the 1 Point Safety show. If you have not listened to that or downloaded it, it's not your regular, you need to go ahead and do that now.
Thank you.
They're on all podcast platforms and YouTube. I think we should, on Wednesday, have a mashup if possible, because we will not be able to go on Friday. Or the 1 Point Safety Show will not be able to go on Thursday, their regular scheduled program. So that might be an idea we'll talk about probably off camera, but just going to put that out there. That could be a possibility if we want to give a game preview. Maybe try to get up for at least a half an hour, shoot the shit, because we'll be all traveling and drunk off our asses on Friday.
Why don't we do it in the US on
We could do
Thursday?
that in the US. We could.
Depends on what you're asking me, Scott.
I told you, mate. That's for Red Zone. Don't worry about that, mate.
I mean, look. I mean, if
In
it's
the
you,
lot, what
if
goes
it's
in the
you-
parking lot stays in the parking lot, John. You know how it goes.
If it's you, maybe. If it's Scouse, oh, I'm there, baby.
Drunk
there.
podcast. No, Mike. No. Last time we did that, it did not go well.
Yeah, we
No.
did that last year and got a whole bunch of
It was-
teabagging.
Awful. Yeah.
I look forward to the pictures.
Well,
Yeah.
we saw a ton of pictures on something like that. We
I'm not having a poo.
There you go.
How he
Exactly.
found himself in a gay bar.
No, I didn't. No,
No?
there is. Yeah.
My favorite part of that entire
is that Burrows is like literally kissing a bald man's head who is gay. Facts.
my favorite part of that whole thing is Scott's outside trying to hide, and they're buying inside on the
Jägermeister
camera.
shots.
They're buying Jägermeisters, and Scott's out there. No, I'm not going to do it. And then as soon as you turn you blink, and Scott's there.
Yeah, John, and then I have a diabetic attack about an hour later. Fucking brilliant it was, yeah, amazing.
Hey,
Sitting
you know,
there shaking like a shitting
Well,
dog.
I mean, I tell you what, if you've got certain things available, shaking can be fun.
Maybe, yeah, maybe, you're right. Yeah, true story.
Tell you what, if you're shaking that hard and your hands are jumping around like that, I might be inclined to give you $20 for 10 minutes. All right, and that's enough of that. So we'll see you on Monday after the game. Well, actually, we'll see you Sunday afternoon or evening after the game to discuss what happened, and we'll see you then. This is the Bleeding
And
Birdie
tomorrow
podcast.
for the picks. Come on.
Sorry, I forget all of my promos here. Tomorrow afternoon
write it
at
down.
3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Dude, do you see what it says under my name here? The world's worst podcast host. I am best sitting back throwing in intelligent comments. However, here I am being the host. So tomorrow at 3 p.m., join us for NFL picks, and then we'll see you after the game to discuss, hopefully, a Commanders win, but I doubt it.